Hello everyone, welcome to Drishti IAS. I am Waris Siddiqui. Today we are going to discuss about Kautilya. Kautilya is also known as Chanakya and Vishnugupta. Kautilya's achievements are many. His achievements are theoretical as well as practical. He was the architect of Mauryan Empire, and today we will see him in that context, and we will also see his legacy. Kautilya or Chanakya, he is a very popular personality. It's a household name in India, and even globally he is recognized. The story of Kautilya and Chanakya goes like this. Chanakya was in the Nanda court. King was Dhananand. Chanakya was insulted and expelled from the Nanda court. Chanakya took a vow that he will destroy the Nanda dynasty. He untied his shikha, that is tuft of hair, and he said that he won't tie it again unless he has taken revenge. Chanakya was determined that he will develop a full plan and he will take steps to destroy the Nanda dynasty. One day, while Chanakya was going, he saw a child. That child appeared very talented to him. That child was Chandragupta Maurya. He was playing games with his friends. And while playing the game, his attitude was very kingly. So Chanakya, he felt that he is the perfect person for his plans. And so Chanakya decided that he will train this child. And due to the training and guidance of Chanakya, Chandragupta Maurya bloomed into a very talented and a great leader of men. Later, Chandragupta Maurya overthrew Dhananand and Nanda dynasty came to an end, and Chandragupta Maurya himself became the king. Chandragupta Maurya appointed Chanakya as the chief minister, and as the chief minister, Chanakya planned the whole administration and the whole system of governance during the time of Chandragupta Maurya. After Chandragupta Maurya, he was the chief minister of Bindusar also. So this is some basic things we know about Chanakya. There are other things also which are mentioned in some other sources. Like in Mud Rakshas, which was written by Vishak Dutt, it is written that when Chandragupta Maurya became the king, then a big challenge was there before the kingdom. The challenge was there that Rakshasa, the ex-minister of Dhananand, he was opposing Chandragupta's rule. And Chanakya, he decided that no matter what, he will bring Rakshasa to his side. So he carried out intrigue and he made a plan. He got access to the ring, अंगूठी. उसकी अंगूठी तक उसकी पहुंच हो गई और अंगूठी में उसकी मोहर लगी थी राक्षसा की. उस अंगूठी के थ्रू उसने एक रॉयल टेक्स्ट लिखा. And this text was shown to the allies of Rakshasa. So doubts emerged in the allies of Rakshasa. They thought that Rakshasa is betraying him. And these are the circumstances, and certain other things happened. And then Rakshasa had no other option due to those circumstances which is there in Mudra Rakshas. And then Rakshasa agreed to support Chandragupta Maurya's rule. And then Chanakya steps down. Chanakya steps down as the chief minister and he makes Rakshasa the chief minister. This is the story of Mudra Rakshas. I am not saying that what Mudra Rakshas is saying that is correct. I am not saying that. It is a fiction. But what I am trying to say is that Chanakya and his talents were so well known that even in later times, writers like Vishakdatta wrote about him. We know that Mudra Rakshas was written by Vishakdatta. Now, let us come to something more fundamental. How do we know this story? That he helped Chandragupta Maurya and Chandragupta Maurya overthrew Nanda king and Chanakya established the administration of Mauryan Empire. How we know this? You will be surprised to know that this is not mentioned. This is not mentioned in Arthashastra. In Arthashastra, the name Chandragupta Maurya is not mentioned. In Arthashastra, nowhere it is written that Kautilya or Chanakya helped Chandragupta Maurya and due to his help he overthrew the Nanda king. Nowhere it is written. So this creates a lot of confusion. Now, second thing, Arthashastra was, we should know that Arthashastra was not written only by Kautilya. There were 7 teachers before Kautilya also. At least 7 teachers. And they also contributed to Arthashastra. Moreover, Arthashastra was not written in one point of time. It was written over centuries. So the first question arises, how can the details of Arthashastra be taken only as achievements of Kautilya? First question. Second, how do we know that Arthashastra deals with Mauryan Empire? Because it was written over centuries and nowhere in Arthashastra it is written that it is dealing with Mauryan Empire. So this creates a lot of problem. But then we see other sources. We see other sources like the story of Chandragupta Maurya getting help from Chanakya that is mentioned in Buddhist and Jain sources. Like the Vamsatha Pakasini and Parisisti Parvan, they both mention that Chanakya helped Chandragupta Maurya. So from there, we get an idea that maybe this happened. It becomes highly probable. So there are different sources. I know they are later sources. These sources were not written during the time of Chandragupta Maurya. They are later sources. But they mention this. So it appears highly probable. Moreover, the second question, that whether Arthashastra refers to Mauryan Empire or not. See, when you read Arthashastra, it depicts a centralized system. the system mentioned in Arthashastra is a centralized system. In ancient India, such centralized system was only in the Mauryan age. Gupta period was not centralized, and the post-Mauryan kingdoms, the various small kingdoms, they were also not highly centralized. So, because Kautilya's Arthashastra talks of a centralized system, so we take it as a fact that most of Arthashastra refers to the Mauryan period. Yes, it discusses other periods also. It was written in other periods also. But because of stylistic differences, we can understand that which portions were written later on. We can make a very good understanding as to which portions belong to later on. So these two problems have been solved. Now in Arthashastra, one more thing is written. In Arthashastra, it is written that Kautilya rescued the politics and rescued the land from Nandas. So the word Nandas is mentioned in Arthashastra. So that makes it very clear that Arthashastra and Kautilya are associated with the Mauryan Empire. Now, another question comes before us. I told you that Chanakya was the architect of Mauryan Empire. He was the architect because he was a strategist, he was a planner, and he was also the creator of Mauryan administration. And when we talk of Mauryan administration, generally Ashoka comes in our mind. We start thinking of Dhamma, we start thinking of Dhamma Mahamatras, we start thinking that Ashoka had provinces, there were 5 provinces. And this fact remains very obscure. Generally, people don't understand that when we talk of Mauryan administration, we don't only talk of Ashoka. It refers to Chandragupta Maurya also. But how do we know? How do we know? Because if anything is written in Arthashastra, so it is related to Mauryan period, but it may be related to Bindusara also. Because Chanakya was the chief minister of Bindusara also. How do we know that it was during Chandragupta Maurya that a full-fledged system was established? So, here, Indica of Megasthenes helps us. Indica of Megasthenes that gives a picture which shows that the system was centralized. Indica also gives the picture of a centralized system. Moreover, Indica mentions certain officers which are there in Kautilya's Arthashastra also, and which may refer to officials in Ashokan inscriptions also. Like Ashoka, like Megasthenes talks of overseers. Overseers were spies, plus they had duty of general administration. So general administration they also saw. They were heads of various departments. So they appear very close to the Adhyakshas of Arthashastra. In Arthashastra, Adhyakshas of departments are mentioned. So it seems similar to that. Apart from that, Megasthenes talks of agronomoi, who are related with land measurement, land revenue, etc. Such things are mentioned in Kautilya's Arthashastra, also in Ashokan inscriptions also. Ashoka refers, Chanakya was not there during the time of Ashoka, but Ashoka is referring to that fact also, without directly mentioning it. So this is one reason why we think, because of Indica, why we think that Chandragupta Maurya's period was the period when Mauryan administration was established. And since lot of things are mentioned in Arthashastra, so we think that, it appears to us that the basic things were done in Mauryan Empire also. Now let's talk of the provincial system, the provincial administration. We know that Ashoka had provincial administration. 5 provinces were there. But how do we know that Chandragupta Maurya also had 5 provinces? No, we can't know that. That Chandragupta Maurya had also 5 provinces. We can't know that. But the Junagadh inscription of Rudradaman I, mentions that Saurashtra was a province during Chandragupta Maurya, and Pushyagupta was the governor. And Chandragupta Maurya asked Pushyagupta to construct a lake there. And Pushyagupta constructed that lake, and it was called Sudarshan Lake. So, Junagadh inscription of Rudradaman I makes it clear that there was provincial administration during Chandragupta Maurya. And since we have already seen that multiple sources mention the link between Chandragupta Maurya and Kautilya, so we say that these things were planned by Kautilya or Chanakya. There are some common terms also which are mentioned in Kautilya's Arthashastra and Ashokan edicts. And one term of Megasthenes is also very relevant here. Megasthenes talks of counselors and assessors. So they appear to be like the Mantri Parishad of Chandragupta Maurya, because the duties, the functions are similar. And if we talk of Arthashastra and Ashokan edicts, so words like Amatya, Mahamatra, Rajuk, these are mentioned in both the sources. In Arthashastra it is also mentioned, and in Ashokan edicts also it is mentioned. So all these things clearly point out that there was a full-fledged system during the time of Chandragupta Maurya, and that system was developed by Chanakya, who is the author of Arthashastra, because the most important portions were given by Kautilya. Other teachers are also there, but Kautilya gives most contribution. So this is proved. Now question is, what are the basic features of Mauryan administration of which Chanakya was the architect? The basic feature is that Mauryan administration is centralized. Second, it carries out the welfare of the people. Mauryan Empire is welfare-based state. Third, Chanakya talks of a full-fledged spy system, many adhyakshas, land revenue system, provincial system, and all. So these are the some basic features. And it is a bureaucratic type of system. It is not exactly a bureaucratic system, but lot of bureaucrats and lot of officials are there. So all these things are the brainchild of Chanakya or Kautilya. Now, if we talk of Arthashastra, we see that Arthashastra was written not only for a practical need, but there is a theoretical dimension also. Kautilya is a great theoretician also. Just imagine at a time when in the entire world only at few places knowledge had advanced, and most of the places significant developments in knowledge had not taken place. At such a time, Chanakya is giving his theory, and that theory is quite deep. So that also has lot of value. And that is his legacy. His legacy is that he has contributed to political science. He has contributed to political thinking. And Chanakya is not only a great personality of India, he is also a great personality globally, because in the ancient world he is very special, and he is a political thinker with lot of profundity. Like Chanakya talks of the Saptanga theory of a state. Saptanga theory of a state. So Saptanga theory of a state tells that a state is made up of 7 elements. Right now, I am not talking of all the 7 elements, but let's see one thing, that Chanakya says that Mitra or ally is an important component of a state. And this thing that is relevant today also, and it was relevant at that time also. At that time also, Chandragupta Maurya fought with Seleucus, but at last a compromise was made. When Chandragupta Maurya fought with Seleucus, Chandragupta Maurya defeated Seleucus. But soon both the parties realized that a compromise should be made and an alliance should be created. So this shows the relevance of Chanakya even at that time. Later, Bindusar also had very good relations with Antiochus I, the Greek king of Syria. And Ashoka also had good relations with the kings of the Western world, many kings of the Western world. So this thing that a state should have allies, that was a very important thing that which was very much relevant at that time, and it is very much relevant even today. Today, we are facing terrorism. We are working on economic development. We are on the verge of becoming a big power globally. Already we are a big power, but we will move further. So for all that, we need allies and alliances. So even today, Chanakya is very much relevant, and that is his legacy. His legacy is that his ideas are relevant even today. There are many other things also which are relevant today. Sometime later we will be discussing it. But today only this much. And now I will take leave from you. Thank you everyone. Goodbye. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.